issue of compliance. I believe compliance is not a destination, it is a journey. Compliance is a process, it's a system that you have to put in place. We know it during financial audit that suddenly there's a flurry just before the financial auditors come. Hey, let's get the files ready, gets this ready, and then hopefully if you have a smart accountant, you have less trouble with financial audits. But there are other things that you got to be compliant about all year round in whatever you do. And I always believe that there's a very thin line that divides your financial requirements with legal requirements. I don't know, where does income tax fit in? Does it fit in financial or legal? I think in both. Where does governance fit in? In both. How did you take your decisions? That's governance. You talk of volunteers. In every aspect, so we identified 8 areas in which we work, and we found that what you need is processes and systems. So the way we work on this is, we work through workshops on all these 8 verticals. Then there is consulting that we do, hand-holding that we do, and help people with their policies. Now, policy again is, we've had the misfortune of dealing with one corporate where they were just interested in hoarding policies. I want to have a policy on everything. Can you cut, paste, and give it to me? This is another trend. I must tell my stakeholders that I've got a policy on everything, but I don't know who wrote it and I don't know what are the contents, but they are on my shelf. Policies are not about documents that you will not go to. Your policy is like your roadmap. This is the map you will use to go to the destination that you have to go to. So policies are not about hoarding them, but to look at, it's as has been stated in the brochure, it's not about ticking the boxes. Yes, I've got a policy on sexual harassment. Yes, I've got a policy on child protection. Yes, I've got a governance policy, but hell, we don't follow any of those governance things we wrote over there. It's not about ticking the boxes. Yeah, I got it there. Yeah, that's fine. You got a lot of things. I have a good library of books, but I've never read them, right? But it looks good when my visitors come, they think, oh my, he must be so intellectual. He's got all these literature books over there. Hell, he doesn't know a word about it. Don't be like that. Compliance is a journey. It's a way of life. So it's essentially a culture, an ecosystem that you have, and it must begin with awareness and acceptance on your part. You need to first be aware. What do you need to be compliant about? And you will discover if you are part of this journey, and there were 4 cohorts that we had this year who are part of this journey. Some of them are in this room already, some will be joining us shortly, and they know what this journey has involved. It's been a tedious one for some of you. Sometimes they tore their hair apart. Oh, but why must we do this? But later the realization does dawn that it has been an exercise that has been useful. Also, being compliant minimizes your risk. Every corporate talks about risk assessment. This compliance program is about minimizing your risk. Minimizing your risk with assessing authorities. Whosoever is your regulatory authority, you minimize your risk with that. And not just the regulating authorities, but all your stakeholders. I've always believed that the law has given you a regulatory framework, but how you work within that regulatory framework is your job. You have to set the systems, you have to set the processes, and tedious as it may be, it's good learning for you. So I've already got 2 signals to conclude, so I've put my little slip away, and all I can say is, I believe that if you're not compliance complete, you could probably finished. So take that seriously. Thank you very much.